I like to see this global solidarity. Youth walking the streets asking for a fairer world. Youth engagement, environmental protection, the 50th World Walk. It's not only for me, it's not for them, it's for the entire world. They thought they invited me to come speak. I'm here to listen. Good day, everyone. Welcome to this 50th World Walk organized by Oxfam-Québec in a virtual format. It is my pleasure to see you remotely. My name is Maud Campo. I have the pleasure to facilitate this event with you today. I am accompanied today with wonderful speaker. I will be co-facilitating the event with youth that are part of the Oxfam-Québec seat. For those who are unfamiliar with the seat, it's an advisory committee made up of 7 young persons from 12 to 18 years old. They are very engaged in their area. The Oxfam-Québec youth seat allows these people to make decisions on Oxfam-Québec's youth programming. I will introduce them without further ado. There's Anne-Sophie, Osvaldo, Raphael, Sofia, Stephen, and I will hand it over immediately to Isaiah and Rosalie. Hello, everyone. Welcome to this World Walk. Here's what we have programmed for you today. To kick off the event, right after we present our youth and international programs, we have a show from Clay and Friends, Common Action, a minute of silence. We will have an award ceremony with our partners and many other surprises. Here are some technical instructions for the event. We are on the live platform. You can follow this event either in French or in English. The links will be in the description. Then in the description, you will find links to learn more about the projects that will be presented. This event is also recorded. If you miss anything, you can watch the rerun this afternoon. We also encourage you to register, if you haven't done it yet, to take part in our draw for our surprises. I will now hand it over to Denise Byrne, the General Manager of Oxfam-Québec, to start the event. Hello, everyone. It is a pleasure for me to speak with all this youth that is engaged throughout the year for important causes. This year, our theme is climate change and the environment. I'd like to welcome 2 persons that are joining us that will go through all the work done by these young persons. There's Susan Pereverzoff. She is manager of Global Affairs Canada in citizen engagement, and Samuel Poulin, who's Parliament advisor for youth affairs. Global Affairs Canada finances a part of our youth work, and also the government of Quebec provides us funding. I won't speak for too long because I would like to leave the space for all the youth that is engaged in their schools and communities. A few words about Oxfam. Oxfam-Québec works in 3 sectors. We respond to human crises. Currently, we are working in India for all those impacted by COVID-19. We also respond to local communities for development initiatives. We work with community organizations, with women and youth organizations that want to develop their community, that want to develop business, and want to make actions for a better future. We also work here in Quebec and in Canada to change policies that keep people in poverty. We fight against poverty. So we work with governments to enact policies that will allow a more fairer and environmentally friendly future. We do this with women groups, youth groups, and other groups that work on these common objectives. I'd like to welcome you again, and I hope you have a great event. Thank you very much, Denise, and welcome to all our partners and all our friends and supporters. We'd like to take a moment to acknowledge that Montreal, where Oxfam-Québec has its headquarters, is on a traditional unceded Indigenous territory. Montreal has the traditional name of Titsaki, historically known as a gathering place for many First Nations. Today, a diversified Indigenous population as well as other populations live here. In respecting the ongoing connections with the past, present, and future, we'd like to acknowledge the ongoing relations between Indigenous people and other members of the Montreal community. We'd like to engage you in reconciliation with the nations that are on the population with the links that you can find in the description. Thank you very much, Rosalie. And thank you, Isaiah, for this introduction. Now, just to give you a feeling of a world walk, and also because we like to maintain this tradition of our kickoff, I will present the three dooms from Louis Riel School. It is a percussion band that was created in 2017 by Hugo Rivet. Hugo Rivet wanted to allow high school students to get involved and take part in different community events in their neighborhoods. The three dooms have become a very important band for different community events, such as United Ways and Oxfam-Québec. They have about 20 shows each year. They also had the opportunity to play with the Metropolitan Orchestra. They also took part in the Petite Vallée Music Festival. We're very proud to have them with us for the kickoff for our 2021 World Walk. For 14th year in a row, here are the three dooms from Louis Riel School. Wow. That was a great way to kick off the event. It brings back a lot of memories. 50 years of this World Walk is quite a feat. Who would have thought we'd still be here 50 years later for climatic justice, but this time remotely? It's incredible, Anne-Sophie. For the past 50 years, we had the opportunity to celebrate people engaged for social, economic, and climatic justice. So for the past 50 years, more than 250,000 people have walked for international solidarity and youth engagement. 250,000 people is almost the entire population of the Samoa Islands and the Pacific Islands that are now faced with climate change challenges. The 250,000 people have walked the equivalent of 37 times around the world, bringing attention to challenges such as the melting of the ice caps, which should raise the ocean levels in the next 2,000 years, which will have detrimental effects on emerged islands such as Samoa Islands, the Magdalene Islands, and other islands like Vancouver Island and the island of Montreal. So youth in schools have good reasons to be involved in these events. Thank you for accepting the challenges that we've sent you. There were several challenges for your different interests. There was the signing of our petition. We already have 19,000 signatures on our petition. If you haven't signed the petition yet, and you have just learned about the petition, I invite you to follow the link and sign this wonderful petition. There was also the challenge of giving your steps for climate from the Walk United movement. More than 200 people have walked 5 million steps for climate justice. This is very impressive. We have a lot of walkers for climatic justice. There's also Ciné Débat for those who enjoy movies and documentaries on different projects to fight climate change. I also enjoyed the Generation Action Challenge that allowed 35 participants from 8 different cities throughout the world to shoot homemade videos, allowing us to see how they took part in the fight against climate change. I also invite you to see the different works of art of the Artivism Challenge. If you have an artistic inclination, it's another way to show your engagement. I'd like to congratulate Raphaël, because Raphaël was part of the podcast Tu me fais marcher. It's a great podcast that teaches us about the World Walk, which used to be known as the Two-Thirds Walk. You can consult these webcasts on the Oxfam-Québec website. Thank you for your mobilization for the World Walk while respecting health measures. It's a challenge in itself this year to be able to stay engaged despite the restrictions. Today, your engagement is a gift. It's our 50th anniversary, and we'd like to challenge you to continue to support the challenge 50 million steps for climate justice throughout the year. We want to bring this challenge to our 2022 World Walk. So we'll keep walking. We can't celebrate this event without having the co-founder of the Walk, Jean-Pierre Denis, who had the opportunity and the honor to participate in all 50 World Walks. Thank you very much, Anne-Sophie, Maud, Raphaël. 50 years. What can I say? Thank you, everyone. Thank you to all these young people and all the people that supported them. I'd like to return on some figures that Raphaël shared. 250,000 people that walked 3.7 million kilometers. Oh, I don't know how many kilometers exactly, but that's the equivalent of circumventing the world 37 times. In one word, the walk is the sparkle and the eyes of young people that go to Parc La Fontaine for the starting point of the walk. I could imagine a young student from Saint-Césaire High School that joins us with their solidarity group that organized all sorts of events during the school year. They had petitions signed, they did fundraising, they mobilized other students from their school. At the morning of their walk, they got on board a school bus with high energy, with different slogans and singing songs. And when they arrived in Montreal, the doors opened and there were 100 school buses that dropped 5,000 to 6,000 students that had the same energy for the same reasons, the same convictions. So there's something going on in her mind. We had police officers to ensure safety. We had media that was conducting interviews. All of a sudden, the student realizes that she's not alone, that she's part of a movement, that this cause is so important for so many people. She's defending another world, and this world is possible because of youth engagement, a world of solidarity, of peace, of respect for the environment and social justice. I have to thank all the partners that enable this event, that changes lives and careers. These partners are the school staff, the workers in schools, the different teachers, the teaching unions, parents, families that support youth. The City of Montreal, I'm sure that I forget some, but we have many partners in this event. 50 years is great. It's quite a gift that you're sharing with me. And you're still here, despite the fact that we had these restrictions to deal with. The World Walk has given rise to other movements. And you'll see some images at the end of the presentation. Just before the pandemic, there were 11 walks in 10 European countries. We created a global movement. You'll see they don't have as many participants in Europe, but it's still impressive. Thank you very much. This is all thanks to your engagement. And we'll do everything to support you, to help you, and also to highlight your engagement. Thank you very much. Jean-Pierre, you've thanked a lot of people, but I think it's up to us to thank you. Because of you, we were able to take part in such an incredible event. Thank you very much. We are very proud to be able to walk with you. And that's why we're engaged, to have a positive impact on our environment, on people and communities throughout the world. Thank you, Oxfam-Québec, for giving us access to all this information and these activities so we can learn more about our world and to know what to do and how to do this to support people around the world. Activities such as support a community, the testimonies of our different cooperation partners, and the Economies Bank that help us understand what's going on globally. Just as you and Sophie, I know I can change my community by being engaged in different social entrepreneurship projects that are supported by Oxfam-Québec and by the Quebec Coalition for Mutuality. The Magasins du Monde promote fair trade and local businesses. I took part in Magasins du Monde project at the Oka High School that held its first global store project. This experience helped me evolve personally by developing new skills in communications, in business management, and teamwork. I also was able to grow as an individual. And with all of these positive experiences, I was able to take part in the Global Conference for Fair Trade in Vancouver, and also took part in different yearly gatherings of the Magasins du Monde in Quebec. I'm therefore very thankful to Oxfam-Québec to celebrate the 50th World Walk. Speaking of global stories, I haven't seen fair trade banana around here. There's our fair trade banana, dancing and prancing for this 50th World Walk. Thank you, Raphael and Anne-Sophie. You've presented very stimulating project. You've spoken about workshops and the Magasins du Monde projects. I love these projects. Oxfam-Québec has many projects for youth. We have a great partnership with the Alliance for Youth Engagement that organizes each year the On s'engage days. I think Raphael took part in these events where youth gather to share their ideas, their creativity as well, to bring real action in their schools and their communities. Today, we will celebrate this partnership with the Alliance because they decided to give their award for the best projects in 2021 for the 50th World Walk. I will hand it over to Francis, who will share a little bit more about the project. Hello, I am Francis Paré. I'm coordinator of the Alliance for Youth Engagement. It's a group that includes Oxfam-Québec that stimulates social environmental engagement for youth from 12 to 17 years old. You've probably heard about the program On s'engage. We've reached 300 high schools with our tour for 25 days of commitment. We had more than 300 students that wanted to contribute to a better world by taking economic, peaceful, democratic, and solidarity commitments. Our different support staff and other significant adults in schools that influence your school development year in, year out. This year, it wasn't easy to conduct social and environmental projects in schools and communities. But with the pandemic, with mental health, the environmental crisis, nothing will prevent us from being engaged. Students have created significant impacts in their communities. They've helped one another. They've also were successful in their projects despite all the challenges that you were confronted with. As Mark Twain said, they didn't know it was impossible, so they did it. In this 50th World Walk, our team will highlight a group of students that stood out through their civic engagement throughout the year. 6 groups will have a $500 grant. You will learn more about the award-winning projects. When we know that other people are engaged here and elsewhere, we want to continue to be actors of change and to maintain our engagements. I'd invite Geneviève Gaël to share a few words and to introduce the first winner of our program for On s'engage. My name is Geneviève Gaël Vanas. I am from Oxfam-Québec. For the 50th Oxfam-Québec World Walk, we are proud to be the host of the On s'engage program, made up of the Monique Fitzpatrick Foundation, the Movement Act, from the Quebec Unions, Amnesty International, and Oxfam-Québec. The World Walk is a celebration of the engagement of thousands of students that are mobilized throughout the year to create a fair, environmentally friendly, and solidary world. Among all the different social challenges, the gender issues, and economic challenges, and this year, climate challenges. I have the honor to introduce the school that will win the 2021 award by supporting a cause or individuals that don't have the opportunity to voice their needs and opinions, either because of disabilities or because of other issues such as racism. So the school that will win the award this year, drum roll please. The award-winning school is the Du Versant High School in the Ottawa region. Thank you very much. So the École du Versant High School will get a $500 award. I now have a representative of the winning school. Hello. Can you summarize what was the project that you organized this year? It's a project in which we took the drawings to raise awareness to different causes, such as the LGBTQ community, racism, climate change, and we transformed them with the specialized software and specialized hardware into awareness-raising buttons. That's great. How did you share the voice of oppressed and marginalized people? We integrated everyone in this project. We have a lot of members that are part of these minority groups. By wearing the buttons and by starting discussions with people who are curious about the meaning of these buttons, we show the different point of views, not only by speaking of one cause, but all the causes. Why was it important for you to represent these marginalized groups? It is our duty to educate society about these issues. We have the opportunity to do this. If we don't do it, who will do it? And if we don't act now, when will we act? That's great. Thank you again, Du Versant High School, for your activism. Without further ado, this is the second winning school. To announce the school, let's welcome Samuel Poulain, who is a cabinet representative for youth. We have also a financial partner for On s'engage project for many years. Hello, everyone. I am Samuel Poulain. I work with François Legault for Youth Affairs. I am M&A. It is my pleasure to speak about the projects that we support that highlight youth engagement in Quebec. I am pleased to give the significant award in a category where we encourage cultural communities to come together. The winning school is the Centre François Michel in Montreal. Congratulations. Congratulations for your engagement and your dedication for youth. Thank you very much, Honorable Poulain. Congratulations to Centre François Michel in Montreal. I am now accompanied by the representatives of the winning school. Hello. Congratulations, first of all. Can you explain in a few words your project? Our project was to create a picture book with the different students in school. We walked through the Outremont neighborhood in Montreal where there's a large cultural and religious diversity. We took pictures of different places and landmarks of the religious heritage. I imagine it took certain efforts to connect this project. What were the challenges in this project? Zachary, what did you find difficult in this project? My apologies. We're having issues with the sound. Can you let us know if you have advice for any student that would like to get involved in a project? What advice would you like to give to these students? Do you have any advice for activities? I don't know. Did you enjoy taking part in this project? Yes. That's the most important. And your involvement and engagement was a success because you earned a $500 award. So congratulations, and you can congratulate all your teammates. Congratulations to the François Michel Center for your remarkable efforts. We still have $2,000 in awards, so stay tuned because the other winning schools will be announced later. Stay with us for the next interviews. I'd now like to thank again the team from the Alliance. Thank you for giving these awards. Congratulations to all the youth mobilized this year.
Oxfam-Québec is collaborating with very inspiring people of all ages because it's important to sensitize the whole population to climatic justice and environmental issues. So thanks to projects like Les Labs du Collectif of the civil society that is coming up this summer, Amplify Campus Groups, Québec sans frontières, Conseil jeunesse d'Oxfam-Québec, Génération Inclusion. So youth 18 years old and more can also influence their community about gender justice and social justice, climatic justice and economic justice as well, with inspiring partners. Very interesting, Isaiah. Well, Isaiah just talked about the Génération Inclusion project, and I can tell you details about that participative action project that is made by and for youth about diversity. So Génération Inclusion is really aiming at developing solutions to tackle the sexist stereotypes in Quebec. And there are also groups gathering young people at CEGEP level. So we will tool them, those youth, accompany them in their mobilization for social justice and struggling against poverty in the world. There's also the Conseil jeunesse of Oxfam-Québec, previously Observatoire Jeunesse Oxfam-Québec. Now, compared to us, it's an instance committed, made up of members aged 15 to 35 years old, and it's related to the board of directors of Oxfam-Québec, and its goal is to amplify the voice of youth, positioning itself in respect with contemporary challenges. We talk much about youth, but also adults involved with, much engaged with Oxfam-Québec. I'm thinking of the volunteer committee of Oxfam-Québec that has as a mission to give visibility to the mission of Oxfam-Québec in the National Capital Region. So the committee organized several activities throughout the years, exhibition in CEGEPs or in libraries. They also go in different public areas, places to set up information kiosks and to organize petitions. They will ask people to sign the petitions, sensitize people around the issues that we defend, and to support many projects of Oxfam-Québec in the world. So if you're part of that region, if you live in the National Capital Region and you want to volunteer, you can certainly join that volunteer committee. They will be happy to welcome you in that beautiful team. And they also have a little message for you, and they will be presenting their different projects. It's a consultative standing committee of the board of directors of Oxfam. It's made up of many people, ambitious people, their convictions, decisional instances, community, environment, universal accessibility, sustainable future, Youth Council of Oxfam-Québec. My name is Laure, co-coordinator of Oxfam-Québec Université Laval. Annie, my name is Marjorie, member of the podcast committee and co-coordinator. Liane, responsible for projects. I'm co-coordinator of Oxfam-Québec Université Laval, Groupe Campus. We're a group of persons motivated, engaged. We want to raise the awareness of our university community. This allows me to share my opinion with all the members of the university and raise their awareness. The main project is the podcast, bringing our awareness, raising among all the students at the university. And our projects, we will have the colors of this better world that we want to build together. We're Génération Inclusion, a group of youth from Lotbinière and Montréal-Nord. We're carrying out a research on sexist and racist stereotypes. Our survey proved that it is still very present in the working environment in Quebec. And those discriminations have a major impact on mental health. We can all be educated to recognize the microaggression situations and denounce the behaviors that are not appropriate. Our research proved that we all have unconscious biases. It also showed that we all have the power to create the world where we want to live together. And the Volunteer Committee of Quebec is a regroupment of several volunteers of all ages, all profiles. What brings us together is our willingness to support the mission of Oxfam-Québec and the region of the national capital. So we're a committee doing all types of activities, exhibition in public areas in Quebec, like CEGEP or libraries. We also carry out awareness-raising activities. We have petitions signed. We also do fundraising initiatives to support Oxfam. We have Le Marche aux Puces on a yearly basis in May. So if you live in the region of national capital and want to support the mission of Oxfam-Québec, join us. Good morning. My name is Anne Dion, Vice President of the Central of Unions of Quebec, CSQ, in charge of ACT CSQ. This movement is a network of 100 of institutions, mainly education, from kindergarten to university, where we think globally and we act locally. We take concrete steps to build a better world and a fair transition. We're proud to be a member of the Alliance, partner of this competition. So I'm very happy to announce the winner of the category Social Impact 2021. This project stood up for its impact in the school and outside of the school, using the virtual platforms in order to raise the awareness and inspire a lot of young adults as well to issues relating to human rights everywhere in the world. So for that project, Virtual Committee for Human Rights, congratulations to Mont-Royal High School of Montreal. Thank you, Madame Dion, and congratulations to Mont-Royal High School in Montreal for this reward. And I have with me a representative of the winning school. Hello, and congratulations for your project. What did you do exactly in terms of project this year? The Committee of Human Rights organized several projects, among those signing petitions to free prisoners on the site of Amnesty International. And then we sent out articles to newspapers on topics that are dear to us. I wrote a letter regarding the homeless in the situation of the pandemics. We also made a lot of videos or posters or PowerPoints, and I personally made a presentation, a poster to sensitize regarding the systemic racism against Asian people, and other youth or produce some videos regarding racism against Aboriginal people. We collaborated with Oxfam directly to produce some material to sensitize about women's rights. It's very impressive to see how many actions you did, how many projects. It was a beautiful teamwork. And in your opinion, what was the impact of those initiatives in your school and on the community? Well, I think it allowed us to express our opinions and to share also those opinions with influential people, for example, the MP of Mont-Royal and other persons. And we express our opinions. We explain the issues at the political, social level, everything that has to do with human rights. And I think it was really very beneficial both for our community and the school. What is the winning recipe, Emily? If somebody wants to engage, what is the recipe for success for a project? Well, for our committee, I would say the formula for success was really our involvement. All the members were very active throughout the year, since the very beginning. For example, in October, we had the theme on racism, then another month on health, then women rights, children's rights. And we all contributed to the choice of those themes. So that got us really committed, involved. And everybody felt they wanted to participate. So I think it's one of the factors that was really very compelling. And I also wanted to mention that we did 400 hours of volunteer work as well. That's impressive. That's impressive. And it's true that when you're touching the interest of the people, what is dear to them, it's a good starting point to get committed, involved. So I congratulate all the participants of your school for your positive impact. Thank you for your engagement. Congratulations again. Now we have Benoit of the Alliance who will introduce the next winning school. Hello, my name is Benoit Mercil, General Director of Foundation Monique Fisbach. In this foundation, for 15 years, we've been developing the awareness of environmental and social awareness among youth. We're very proud of that. And today, Oxfam-Québec invited us to announce the winning school in the category environmental impact. So we will highlight the school who did the beautiful things and the school that had an impact on its environment. And the winning school is of Saguenay-Lac-Saint-Jean. It's the Kenogami High School of Saguenay-Lac-Saint-Jean. Congratulations to Kenogami High School, Saguenay-Lac-Saint-Jean. So I'm now with the representative of the school. Hello. What was your main achievement from the ecological point of view this year? Well, first of all, we focused on one issue, the fact that in our school, the recycling boxes were really far, and we had very few compared to the regular waste bins. And there was little sorting out. So last year, we examined and paid and weighted the content of the boxes to find a solution. Then we decided to organize centers for sorting out in our cafeteria. And we organized the different type of waste, one with composting, one with recycling, and the rest together. So as we were waiting for the city to organize the boxes for the school. And we patrolled our installation for the first week to accompany the youth in their activities of sorting out the waste. And the result was to reduce the number of waste and really focused on recycling. So what were the consequences, the positive consequences of your engagement, your commitment? Well, we involved many youth in that ecological initiatives, and they were very enthusiastic. They did a lot of efforts to sort out the waste, and the impact on the sorting pointing out itself is the fact that now we have as many recycling waste as regular waste. And it's really significant. Compared to before, we have twice less waste after each lunchtime. And what was the recipe for the success of your project? How can we be really efficient in impacting our own environment? Well, I believe that you need to find an issue and set a goal to begin with, and then do some gatherings to discuss on the project itself. And we have to allocate the tasks depending on the strengths and weaknesses of each. And then with our Green Brigade, we believe that we can have an impact in our environment if we give visibility to our projects. For example, we use the multi-box of the school. If we're proud of what we're doing and we explain why we did it, we can certainly give visibility to it. So congratulations for your project, for your school. Now, the last two schools who won the grant, well, stay with us until the very end, we will know. Well, thank you. Thank you, Sophia. Thank you to all the team of the Alliance. Thank you to all the teams, all the schools, the winning schools. And congratulations to each youth who got involved and those who accompanied them in their projects in the schools. So we're really grateful to all of you. Now, Rafael, you know you're here at each year after year in the Word March. So it's important to have that moment where we gather and we do a symbolic gesture. So what did you prepare for this year, for the 50th virtual march? What we're proposing to you this year is to do that gesture that marked the March of September 27, 2019. It's a symbolic gesture, and we're inviting you to remind the decision makers that the climatic crisis is an issue, is an injustice fundamentally, because the people who are the most hit are those who contribute the less to that climatic crisis. And I leave the microphone to Sophia. She will explain to you how we can all participate online. So we invite you to stand up during the reading of the declaration, reading by Osvaldo, and take a picture or video of yourself and share it on the social network, hashtag Debout pour la planète. Are you ready? Go. So it's a historical movement. We were more than 6 million people who stood up and went to the street. A few months after, we're still standing to defend the fact that the climatic change is a fundamental injustice because it hits the most those who are the less responsible for that crisis. So even for us youth, we inherit of a planet that is more and more polluted. Now, we all contribute to the increase of the greenhouse gases emissions when we buy polluting cars or when we are traveling often by plane. So while the most fortunate people do that, those who are at the bottom of the ladder have to live with the consequences of the overconsumption. So we stand up because we believe that actions are possible. During the last month, the reactions to the pandemic proved that it is possible to adjust and to make changes. Overnight, all the flights were canceled. The new cycling paths appeared in the cities, and the virtual courses at school reduced the traffic. And we had to reinvent ourselves. So we're here today, standing, because we have the power to change things. Thank you. Thank you, Osvaldo. Thank you for this beautiful and strong message. And thank you all for participating in standing for the planet. Now, for the 50th World March, we want to apply this minute of silence for those who cannot make their voice heard. I would be curious, Sophia, I'm asking you, do you know why we take that minute of silence during the march each year. I don't know. Tell me more. First of all, the symbol of the minute of silence was born to commemorate the survivors and the death during the war. And we put our finger on our lips like that to symbolize that some people cannot talk, cannot speak for themselves. So we introduced that minute of silence in 2004 because the city had prohibited us from crossing the park. Actually, we could cross the Parc La Fontaine as long as we were silent. Because for those who are used to word march, know that we make a lot of noise because the whole idea is to make ourselves heard. So we had to cross Le Parc La Fontaine in silence. That's what we did. We crossed it, not a word. We put our finger on the lips like that, and we also added the sign of peace to demonstrate, to show our respect and good intention and respect with the people of the area, the borough, because they wanted us to be more silent. So that's how it all started, that idea of the minute of silence. Then the minute of silence became the symbol to show our solidarity in respect with the population that cannot be heard. So in solidarity with all those who have no right of expression, I invite you to put your finger on your mouth and add the sign of peace and take a few instants of silence, and then join us to the show Badaboom. 3, 2, 1, go.
Without further ado, I'd like to introduce two pillars of Oxfam-Québec, international projects and humanitarian action. Oxfam implements different projects here in Quebec for public engagement and youth engagement. We also have a volunteer program that's called Equality in Action that works closely with Oxfam worldwide, 13 countries and the 3 regions of intervention. Equality in Action are inclusive development actions, innovative and sustainable, to make gender equality progress in the 13 countries where Oxfam operates. Gender equality is a very important value for Oxfam-Québec. Yes, and the role of Oxfam-Québec is to support civil society organizations that work with marginalized people and vulnerable people, such as women and girls, in order to advocate for their rights. There will be Canadian volunteers that will share their expertise during their mandate in order to support local partner organizations. Well, do you have any examples? We have all sorts of projects that will promote gender equality. This can be done through education programs, agriculture programs, as well as health programs. I'd like to share with you a specific program that you might know already, the Café Macaya project. Many schools supported this in the community support project in their fundraising. Café Macaya is a project that has been organized in Haiti. We know the climate crisis impacts Haiti, which is unfortunately one of the poorest countries worldwide. Haiti's economy depends on farming, and we could imagine that climate challenges impact them directly and their farming. It's a challenge for the population and for farmers to develop their economy and produce coffee in good conditions. So this project was designed to support farmers to produce coffee and to sell this coffee in better conditions. I can tell you Women, men, and youth that are part of these projects in the developing countries are active and skillful people, people that focus all their energy to improve their living conditions and to defend their dignity. It's by depending on their resources and their local knowledge that we can bring our Oxfam-Québec expertise to the ground. So this is a global effort. Very interesting and very inspiring as a project. I'm delighted to participate in it through the fundraising activities. Can you explain a little bit more about Oxfam-Québec's humanitarian actions? These projects allow us to save lives. We'd like to preserve health and dignity and provide the means to support them when populations are impacted by a natural disaster, by an armed conflict, or by a pandemic. If a population is impacted by a hurricane, we know the hurricane can devastate an entire region within a few hours. Some populations will be displaced and the people will need to relocate. So we want to provide the resources needed for these people to survive. We can think of other areas in the world that will be impacted by droughts. With climate changes, we have more and more intense and long droughts. This creates tremendous famine. These are emergency projects in which we will meet the essential needs of impacted populations. There are also people confronted with war and armed conflicts. Some countries have been war-torn for more than 20 years, and we have to protect populations in these situations. Our colleagues from Oxfam and local partners, be it in Africa, the Middle East, Latin America, or in Asia, spend time with populations to make sure that resources are available. We will meet their needs according to their priorities and their local realities. We're not here to impose our ways of doing things, but to listen and to find solutions with local populations. I'd like to thank all the schools and all the students that supported communities. Your donations really make a difference for these populations. We've prepared some videos to present international projects and our humanitarian actions. My name is Mame Diarra. I work in communications at UQAM. I work with Oxfam in Senegal, and I support all Western Africa on the different digital communication challenges, and I work with youth and women. My name is Katrina. I strengthen local partner capacities to have a better impact on local populations. My name is Espoir. I'm in Benin, and I work with different partners.
I support a platform in West Africa in gender and women's rights. I'm based in Ghana.
I am Simeon. I am based in Haiti, and I cooperate with Oxfam for organizational development with partners that advocate for marginalized people. Hi, I'm Jenny. Social justice is a transversal challenge for all of Oxfam. I'm a specialist in gender issues, and I'm an Oxfam partner in implementing feminist principles. The fight for women's rights and the struggle is a struggle that we all share. Thank you very much for the support. Farming is one of the most important activities in Haiti. Jobs in the sector help 38% of the population. However, these jobs are disappearing. 70% of households are considered as poor. Many factors explain this situation. For instance, in 2016, Hurricane Matthew impacted the southern region by destroying a large part of the infrastructure. By supporting Haitian producers to face with their realities, Café Macaya will allow economic recovery and the long-term improvement of their situation. Better quality seeds, adapted tools, and more efficient production techniques will provide better yields and at the same time will provide stronger income. Hello, everyone. My name is Pereverzoff. I'm in charge of youth mobilization for Amnesty International French Canada. Amnesty International is a worldwide movement with more than 8 million people that fight for and advocate for human rights. We are proud to be partner of this content, being part of the Alliance for Youth Engagement. It is my pleasure to give the Inclusion Award for 2021 for a project that promotes inclusion of people from a diversified area, for people from a marginalized sector. Without further ado, here are the winners of the 2021 Inclusion Award. It is Académie La Fontaine in the Laurentians region for the Explore Action project. Congratulations to all the students that were committed in this project of the year. Congratulations to Académie La Fontaine for this recognition. I'm with several representatives of the winning school. Hello, everyone. Can you explain in a few words what was your project this year? Yes, we started by creating banners to welcome different immigrants from Syria. Then, all the cafeteria food surpluses and from buffets during Halloween and other events are sent to the community refrigerator for humanity support. That's great. And how were you able to show inclusion in your project throughout the year? Were there different individuals that you supported in your efforts? We'd like to thank the Mosul Laboratory and the group des Quatre H. They allowed us to work on the project to plant trees, to reduce greenhouse gases. I'd like to thank the Mosul Laboratory for providing the funding and the Groupe des Quatre H that have donated the trees. That's great. And in your opinion, what does it do for individuals and communities to promote inclusion in schools? In my opinion, it brings us the joy of helping others. I feel better after carrying out projects like this. That's about it. So it's very gratifying to show inclusion in our school projects. Thank you and congratulations to Académie La Fontaine and for showing inclusion throughout the year. It is my pleasure to introduce the Recognition Award for Youth Engagement. I wanted to provide an additional grant because of the high quality projects. We created the Coup de Cœur to underline the efforts of a school that was noticed by the jury. The 2021 award will be given to the Monseigneur Alphonse Parent High School in Montérégie. Congratulations. Thank you, Oswaldo. I'm with a representative of the winning school. Hello. We never know who to expect behind the camera. Can you explain to me what was your engagement throughout the year? Yes. In a nutshell, I will explain my project if you can hear me. Yes. So we had an environment committee. They created the Jardin École Logique with that French pun. And as a green school, we are Rutland Green School. And our objective was to have a garden within the school. So we had a partnership with the special education classes, and we had a shared project. We purchased and built a greenhouse, and our partner group planted the different plants and take care of them. This is a great project, and it involves different students. What were the benefits of this project for your school and for your area? Well, we had several benefits. First of all, we had the possibility of eating locally because this is food that we grow here. Another benefit was the trace we left. The people that built this project were all in their last year of high school, and we wanted to leave a trace of our efforts, and we wanted to inspire our succession, those who will be in our position next year. So when students see what we achieved, they know what they can achieve. We also had a positive environmental impact, and that was one of the objectives of the Environment Committee. And we also helped students and special education classes to have an internship. They absolutely needed an internal internship. So this was also beneficial for them. I'm convinced that you really earned this Coup de Cœur award. It was a great project. I'd like to know in closing, what are you the most proud of in this project? Since you're leaving this to your succession, what mark have you left in this project? My biggest pride is showing that everything could be achieved, no matter who you are or where you're from. If you have an idea and if you have the resources to implement this project, you have people around you that can support you. We proved that it's possible to find support and implement any project. At the same time, we were able to support students with special needs and to find a new area in which they can work, all while protecting the environment. That's great. Congratulations once again, and make sure you share this with your entire team from the Monseigneur Alphonse Parent School in Montérégie. Congratulations for this award. So this completes all the award announcements for the On s'engage contest. We hope that this inspired you to continue your engagement, and we hope this also encourages you to sign up next year and to present your project. Perhaps you can win a grant like other schools we presented today. So I will now hand it over to Francis from the Alliance. I've been told that there might be a special announcement for you.
Congratulations to all of you. I want to thank all the youth who engaged throughout the year. You're a source of motivation to take care of our planet and other human beings. So thank you to the jury, Monsieur Jean-Roux, Secretary of Youth, Maya. Thank you to Maya, Isaïk, Alexandre, and our super spokesperson, Valérie Chevalier. So it's official. We will be back in September with a new campaign, new days we engage, new grants to support your projects, and new videos. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and our new YouTube channel so that you don't miss anything. Enjoy your summer. Thank you, Francis. Thank you for this last message. Thank you to all the team of Alliance. And well, I'm back here with the whole team because it's time to now close this 50th Word March. It's over already. Didn't realize I could have carried on for much longer, but I think we still have an activity left. Yes, we have to draw our 50 Equi-free kits, and the name of the winners will be known later. We'll be contacting them directly once we do the draw. And well, I think that we're getting really to the end of the march. We want to thank you all for your participation in the march and in the activities around the march that we proposed to you. And as I mentioned before, I want to remind you that the challenge will be open for the whole year until May 6, 2022. So we count on you to keep on marching for the climate with us, with the whole team of Oxfam-Québec. And I want to thank you personally, each one of you, because you did an excellent job. It's not easy to facilitate such an event, and you were great. I was very, very honored to share here the animation with you. And thank you to the whole team of Oxfam-Québec, who was able to reinvent itself so that we could celebrate together today. We'll keep you posted on our podcasts, and you'll be able to follow us. Now, the whole event, Queer March, will be available from this afternoon on. Do not hesitate to send us your recommendations or advices regarding the event. It's going to be very useful for next time. You can do that through the poll wordmarch.ca. We share with you now a video showing your inspiration and what you did throughout the world. So on behalf of the whole team of Oxfam-Québec, thank you for your participation, and we hope to see you very soon in other activities of social engagement. Thank you, Raphaël. And I want to highlight the contribution of our partners, Canada Heritage and the Global Affairs Canada, because without them, we wouldn't have been able to organize all that for you. So thank you again and have a great day.